Sup, Martsuha here, or Marjorie, and those are the crayons we'll be trying out today.
Hey guys! Today I wanted to try out some art I could make with crayons. With this drawing here. I know it seems a little bit risque, but I've seen a lot of art pieces where they feature portraiture or like human bodies or figure studies with crayons, and I've seen some artists experiment with them. And I wanted to try out with some dollar store crayons, similar to like a cheap art supply challenge of some sorts. And I didn't get Crayola because I saw one of my friends use this one for our figure studying class, and I thought it was really interesting and I wanted to try it out. And I got this from the dollar store, and they look like this on the inside, a bunch of colors. And it even says it has a sharpener, which is good. I've seen some like old Crayolas have these. I guess I just have to find the sharpener though. Okay, so I found in the built-in sharpener. You see that like little hole on the bottom? I think if I just like take this out, right, I could fix it. I'm gonna try out the sharpener a bit more like after I use it, but like if I put it in here, it kind of like takes out the topping or like the skin of the crayon. So not the best, maybe Crayola is better, but this is like something affordable with a bunch of colors, and the wax like smears on it pretty well, so let's try this out.
I do think I should mention that I did this on mixed media paper because I thought it would do better. I think maybe crayon can do well in toned paper, but I don't have any, so I'm not really sure. And mixed media has like more ridges to it and a thickness that holds things better, and you can layer things down a little bit better as well. And I think it really helped me like layer some of the colors down and blend some. It came to a limit where I couldn't really layer them down anymore, but regardless, it was a lot of fun. I drew the sketch based off of a reference of just googling like male study pose. I've been wanting to improve at male anatomy for a long time, and I got more into figure studies after taking drawing 2 in college. And the art museum at my college is also nice enough to host like these Thursday night events where you can actually draw real life people. And I think it's greatly improved the way I draw people or like do gestural poses. It's really difficult at first, and you have to let yourself make mistakes and like to be comfortable in an open sketchbook to really get into the mood and into the hang of it. And after that, I also wanted to practice other principles of art, such as more as like color theory. And in this piece, I think I definitely struggled a bit, but I like how it came out for a first time. And I've seen a lot of portraiture where they do color studies with just like paint and some other materials, maybe like with a singular lighting or a neon lighting on that person, so like they get in that really dark values and to show some contrast with the stark lighting. In order to convey a sense of value in this piece, and I've seen from other pieces, is that I tried using the cooler colors for the darker values and the lighter colors for where the light is hitting it. So such as red, orange, and yellow, or maybe green, that's where the light is hitting. And where it's blue and purplish and maybe pinkish, that's where there's more shade. And cooler colors tend to communicate as if a part of the drawing is receding, and brighter colors seem like they're like coming out of the page more, and they call more attention to where there's light. And my sculpture professor at the time told me that because humans are made of blood and they're like we have red tones under our skin, especially during painting, we react more to red. I don't know if she really listed like a scientific study after this, but she did mention we tend to react more to the color red and think of it as a vivid and very strong color because instinctually we might panic when we see blood. But anyways, after I finished the piece, I wanted to give it more of a pop, and I started putting some black acrylic paint instead. And I really liked how it came out. It was a little bit difficult because I layered over some of the parts with the crayon with acrylic ink, and I like stained my hand a little bit. Um, and these are really basic paintbrushes I got. I usually get them in a jumbo pack from places I can find like Ross or TJ Maxx or Walmart. I'm not a huge painter myself, so I'm not super into like fancy brushes, but I do like working with these whenever I can. And I'm a much bigger fan with acrylic paint than watercolor, gouache, or tempera because I prefer drier mediums, and I usually don't have the patience for more liquid based mediums, even though they are better for the environment because a lot of acrylic paint has plastic, and that's not good. But it does dry faster, and it's just easier for me to work with. I just have to have more patience and dedication to learn other types of paint mediums. Besides my rambling on and going off on a tangent, I think cheap art supplies are fine, and I think they're very great to when it comes to practicing art if that's like what you can get. And they're a great starter too if you're feeling like you want to try something more. Not every dollar store has this, but mine locally has like acrylic paint, like the cleaning pipers, the stickers, and everything in poster board that I used to do a little bit more when I got into art back in middle school. When I first got into the art, I was like obsessed with this idea that I had to have like the highest quality of art supplies whenever I could. Like I fed into the propaganda of YouTuber art and like what they like got into at the time, such as like Mossery sketchbooks, Micron pens, moleskins, and all that kind of stuff. And now I'm not a huge fan of Micron because I think the ink runs out too quickly, and I do think it's a great like inking tool set, but I prefer the Staedtler brand instead because the ink lasts so much longer and it's archival ink. And there's other YouTubers out there such as like I think Super Ray Dizzle, who's done cheap art supplies, and she's made amazing art with like basic art sets from the dollar store and Walmart. Walmart will sell like sketch and graphite kits for like pretty cheap. I've seen like large like packets of them at Costco as well. Like like the wooden boxes with the art supplies in them and such. Like the important thing with art is that like you're constantly making something, so you're learning, and like you're not doing like one piece like every 2 months or something. If like you're really into it. If you do it as a side hobby, like do as you please, but if you want to get better at it and you really like want to pursue it as a career, if you want to really improve at it, you gotta put the effort in it like that. And I don't do it as much as I should. I want to, which is why I'm trying to get into it more this summer and not be so busy with college so I can really get into it. Well, trying to stay a little bit more on topic as well, I do think depending on the art supply, it's worth buying more expensive. When I was younger, I got cheaper watercolors and they didn't like work at all. The binding in the paint was super weak. They weren't pigmented, and the watercolor paper I purchased really didn't hold water properly at all. And it wasn't until I bought some more expensive watercolor sets such as the Koi and like genuine watercolor paper like from the Strathmore brand. It's a little bit more expensive, like $12 for like 12 sheets, but the paper absorbed the paint so much more easily and the water. And when you're able to work with decent art quality supplies, you can master them better and not like be dismissive from like your first experience if they're bad. When you work with these mediums, YouTube is a great resource for lots of tutorials and videos. That's how I got into doing more art and just doing what I really wanted. I saw tutorials, like drawing tutorials from Bailey J, and I think Lockery Fine Art, she does painting, and I like learned how to shade a little bit better with paint thanks to her. And I'll link their their YouTube channels down below. Just to mention a few other YouTubers that helped me on my art journey would be Mikey Mega Mega, who taught Anime Anatomy, I think. And Mark Crilly, he has a whole bunch of YouTube art video tutorials you've probably seen, and a few others that I will link below. And it's kind of funny because I really started taking my art journey seriously back in 8th grade. I'm going into my sophomore year of college now, and I was inspired by Steven Universe, and I was like, oh my god, I want to create a show that inspires a community to like talk about things and talk about art and theories, just like this one. Or like just to even work on a show or a story where like it's really entertaining and exciting to other people. And when I started on that journey, you know, I felt like really left behind in a way because I had other friends who were much better at me than art, but I also had to give myself the benefit of the doubt because I'd really just started like seriously doing it more often. And I didn't some of my friends had parents who were already into art, so they had the resources, I guess, or like the teaching resources to like really like get introduced to that and like how to start. Not that you need parents that do that, but I've met or I've heard on YouTube and in real life that people who have had parents or someone close to them that was knowledgeable with a form of art, they got into it because of it, and they had like easier resources thanks to it. So it's always nice to have a support system if you do have that. And when I had started out, I used like those typical like Target sketchbooks. I still have those till today, and I'm in the process of trying to finish those sketchbooks. And I would make like these really crappy like anime girl drawings with like big eyes because I was obsessed with them and like manga. And over the years they've just completely faded, but and I know how to maintain the graphite now without it fading, but you know, they were like really funny with like the long legs of old manga styles and like big hands and everything. I was like super into like shoujo manga and like Mermaid Melody and Sailor Moon. So that's all I spent my time doing. And I didn't know it was wrong at the time, but I also copied a lot of art I saw from Pinterest. I think I learned from doing that, but at the time I like claimed it as my own, and I know that's wrong now. It took me a while like back then to like, oh, like that's not right, you know. But sometimes like if I ever copy another artwork that I see, it's only meant for the purpose of studying it. And photographs such as like figure poses or maybe a specific inking style or clothes and like more on. But I don't post that, and that's not my work. I just use a lot of references to create my own original artwork that other YouTubers have also covered on how they do that, which is how I do. So yeah. Whenever I speak in videos like these, I always try to talk about art-related subject that hopefully may interest artists out there. And it's also nice because I just like sharing my thoughts, and I kind of aim or like try to think of something that's similar to other artist YouTubers out there who create their own videos and speak for a while, like it's similar to an artist podcast of some sort. And a YouTuber that comes to mind is Holly Brown because I love just like sketching and like listening to what she says. And going back to the topic of this video, I think it's really important as an artist that at the end of the day, you're like pushing yourself to make art, which isn't always easy because sometimes you have to force yourself to like your hobby or to do things to really progress in it. And you know, a lot of artists out there struggle with art block, and I've been there too, but like sometimes I'm like, if I don't know what I want to draw, I'll just like pick something to study. Like if it's an animal, if it's an architecture, if it's a tutorial on YouTube, like at the end of the day, just get whatever you have, no matter the price or whatever it is. I mean, obviously something that's safe and not like, you know what I mean. And like go make something, you know. And I appreciate you all listening to me. And I've also ordered a microphone and a GoPro camera. So hopefully I'll definitely have some better audio sometime soon, and I'll see how I can fix up on the visuals because I still have to order like a tripod for it and everything. But anyways, take care and thank you.